जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी।
बिहारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। जय विष्णुपाद परम स्वराज कचर्य श्रोत्र सतीश डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। विष्णुपाद परम स्वराज कचर्य श्रोत्र सतीश डिवाइन श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज शिल प्रभुपाद की। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू असम्बल्ड लॉर्ड हरे कृष्ण। ऑल ग्लोरीज श्री गुरु श्री गौरांग शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चना गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। पञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदी गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरोन्दनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णकृष्णावतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिते नाम्ने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेषण्यवादि पश्चातदीशतारिणे। That's it. Hare Krishna. Today we are reading from Canto 3, Chapter 26, text number 9. Chapter entitled Fundamental Principles of Material Nature. देवहूतिर उवाच प्रकृते पुरुषस्यापि लक्षणं पुरुषोत्तम ब्रूहि कारणयोरस्य सदसच्च यदात्मकम् सदसच्च यदात्मकम्। देवहूतिरुवाच प्रकृतेः पुरुषस्यापि लक्षणं पुरुषोत्तम ब्रूहि कारणयोरस्य सदसच्च यथात्मकम्। Mataji. Devahutirvacha. Devahuti said, Prakrite of his energies, Purushasya of the Supreme Person, Api also, Lakshanam characteristics, Purushottama, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bruhi, kindly explain, Karanayo, causes, Asya, of this creation, Sat Asat, manifest and unmanifest, Cha, and Yat Atmakam, consisting of which, translation by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada, the key translation. Devahuti said, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, kindly explain the characteristics of the Supreme Person and His energies, for both of these are the causes of this manifest and unmanifest creation. Purport. Prakriti, or material nature, is connected with both the Supreme Lord and the living entities, just as a woman is connected with her husband as a wife and with her children as a mother. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that He impregnates the material nature with children, living entities, and thereafter all the species of living entities become manifest. The relationship of all living entities with material nature has been explained. Now, an understanding of the relationship between material nature and the Supreme Lord is sought by Devahuti. The product of that relationship is stated to be the manifest and unmanifest material world. The unmanifest material world is the subtle Mahatattva, and from that Mahatattva, the material manifestation has emerged. In the Vedic literatures, it is said that by the glance of the Supreme Lord, the total material energy is impregnated, and then everything is born of material nature. It is also confirmed in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita that under his glance, Adhyakshena, under his direction and by his will, nature is working. It is not that nature works blindly. After understanding the position of the conditioned souls in relation to material nature, Devahuti wanted to know how nature works under the direction of the Lord and what the relationship is between the material nature and the Lord. In other words, she wanted to learn the characteristics of the Supreme Lord in relation to the material nature. The relationship of living entities with matter and that of the Supreme Lord with matter are certainly not on the same level, although the Mayavadis may interpret it in that way. When it is said that the living entities are bewildered, the Mayavadi philosophers ascribe this bewilderment to the Supreme Lord, but that is not applicable. The Lord is never bewildered. That is the difference between personalists and impersonalists. Devahuti is not unintelligent. She has enough intelligence to understand that the living entities are not on the level of the Supreme Lord. Because the living entities are infinitesimal, they become bewildered or conditioned by material nature. But This does not mean that the Supreme Lord is also conditioned or bewildered. The difference between the conditioned soul and the Lord is that the Lord is the Lord, the master of material nature, and he is therefore not subject to its control. He is controlled neither by the spiritual nature nor by the material nature. He is the supreme controller himself, and he cannot be compared to the ordinary living entities who are controlled by the laws of material nature. Two words used in this verse are Sat and Asat. The cosmic manifestation is Asat. It does not exist. But the material energy of the Supreme Lord is Sat. Are ever existing. Material nature is ever existing in its subtle form as the energy of the Lord, but it sometimes manifests this non-existent or temporarily existent nature. The cosmos. An analogy may be made with the father and the mother. The mother and father exist, but sometimes the mother begets children. Similarly, this cosmic manifestation, which comes from the unmanifest material nature of the Supreme Lord, sometimes appears and again disappears. But the material nature is ever existing. And the Lord is the supreme cause for both the subtle and gross manifestations of this material world. Hare Krishna. I neither have any qualification nor do I have any realization. I seek blessings of everyone, especially Ami Vilas Maharaj. Hare Krishna. So, human life is meant for self-realization. Human life is very rare. How rare is human life? Does anyone know how rare is human life? If in Atlantic Ocean there is a turtle, they call it tortoise in America. If this tortoise is coming to the surface of this Atlantic Ocean, somewhere in Atlantic Ocean there is a wooden plank, maybe 4 by 4 size, 4 feet by 4 feet size. It has actually tiny hole, a hole of this size. When the turtle is coming to the surface of the ocean, what is the probability that the neck of the turtle gets fixed into the hole of this wooden plank? What is the probability? What is the probability? The ocean is very big, this plank is somewhere, the tortoise is coming to the surface. What is the probability that the neck of the tortoise gets into the hole of this wooden plank? Is there any probability or not? Nobody is understanding. Can everyone hear what I am speaking? So what is the probability? So Prabhuji is telling very tiny. Do you agree? Thank you. So that much rare human life is actually. Asangohi ayam purusha. But when the living entities, we the living entities, Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains in Jaiva Dharma, instead of being attracted to the spiritual energy, We are all attracted to the material energy. For that reason, we are pulled into this direction of matter. So, Krishna Buliya ji Bhagavan Chakare, Pasate Maya Japati Yadare. So, when we forgot Krishna, immediately Maya caught us. And what it will do? She pushes us into the cycle of birth and death. She slaps us. So here Devahuti is asking Kapila, Supreme Lord, Kapila Dev, she is asking the relationship between, earlier she asked about the relationship of living entities and the material universe. Now she is asking the relationship of Krishna with the material universe. And here it is explained, Krishna and material nature is like father and mother, and we are the children. Sarva yonisha kaunteya murteya samabhanteya tasham brahma mahadyoner aham bija pradapita. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains, I am the seed-giving father, Arjuna. So, actually what happens in Brahma Samhita, it is explained, from Krishna comes Balramji, from Balram comes, the first quadruple expansion, from that again, Sankarsana Pradyumna Vasudeva, from that Narayan, and the second quadruple expansion, then Garbhodaksa Mahavishnu, Garbhodaksa Vishnu, Kshirodaksa Vishnu. So what happens? Mahavishnu glances on the material nature. Then what happens? That glance is Lord Shiva. What is that glance? Lord Shiva. And Durga is actually the maid servant. She is actually a reflection of Rama. Rama is Lakshmi. So, Vishnu does not come in contact with the material nature directly. He comes in contact with material nature through the agency of Lord Shiva. That's why Kalidas explains that Vagadha Vivasa Prattau Vagatha Pratipattaye Jagatah Pitarha Vande Parvati Parameshwaro. So, Vishnu comes in contact with material nature through the agency of Lord Shiva. So that is how we are pushed into this material world. What is material world? What is the very, very unique thing about the material world? Everything here is dead. It's all dead matter. People are mad after eating, sleeping, mating and defending. But what is that our eating? Yesterday, we went to this place, people were eating left and right actually. Just keep it outside, 4 days later it will rot. You cannot even, you cannot eat it. That is eating. Mating, same thing. Anything we enjoy in this world is dead matter. Name and fame, subtle dead matter. And a living entity, pure living entity, Atma, part and parcel of Krishna, Sachidananda, Swarupa, this Atma, which is actually spirit, can never be happy enjoying the dead matter all the time. I'm repeating again. This pure spirit soul of eternity, knowledge and bliss can never be happy enjoying the dead matter. How many of you understood this one point? The spirit soul cannot be happy by enjoying dead matter. Is there anybody who didn't understand this? Why I'm telling this? Today universities are telling, hey, you go to university, get a degree, make money, you'll be happy. Hey, professor is miserable. And parents are telling, you make money, you'll be happy, have a family. Prabhupada says, they're also not happy. That is how Maya works. One time, Chandramouli Maharaj made a nice statement. You are going in the desert, and you are thirsty, and you may die also because there is no water. Suddenly, one person appears, and he says, "Hey, do you want water?" "Yes, please." Open your mouth. And what he will do? He'll take a tiny bottle and he'll put 2 drops on your tongue. That's enough. No! Give me more. These 2 drops of water will increase your thirst, but that guy goes away. That is the nature of the material pleasures of this world. How many of you are really hearing and understanding this? I'm a little old man and speaking with experience. Not that I'm frustrated or anything. I also worked in America. Asango hi ayam purusha. The spirit soul cannot be happy enjoying dead matter. Then what is the consequence? If you keep on enjoying dead matter, like nice foodstuffs, nice sex life, now you have a palatial mansion, everything nice. But continuous enjoyment will make the mind blunt, dull, will make the senses dull. America is one of the wealthiest countries in the world. What is the result of enjoyment? 50% of people have mental problem. Especially, illicit sex has that type of consequences actually. No, it doesn't work. So, what is that? My experience, this much happiness, this much suffering. Because I cannot stretch beyond my hands. Much more actually. If anyone understands this material world, they have to come here. But the power of Maya, they cannot come here. No. If you get your job, you'll be happy. If you get married, you'll be happy. If you have children, you'll be happy. If you get iPod, you'll be happy. If you get iPad, you'll be happy. What is the biggest problem with the tech companies? Every time they come up with a new game, every time they come with a new gadget, people get bored. What is the problem of this world? Boredom. One doctor called me and said, I want to end my life. Hey, what are you talking? You want to end your life? When you got medical seat, you were dancing, your parents were dancing, and now you want to commit suicide? Yeah, what to do? Every day go to hospital, perform the operation, put all the money in the bank, children, they got their jobs. It's boring. I don't know what to do. Wow. I said, come to Hare Krishnas, you'll never be bored. Because it's a continuous problem. I cannot even chant one round fully focused, with full focus. What to speak of chanting 16 rounds? You have a constant challenge. And ever since he came, he never complained. Life is very challenging, very enlivening. Prasad is enlivening, and Kirtan is enlivening, and association is enlivening. So, Prabhupada makes a distinction between Jiva and God. Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are tiny, 10 power minus 4 tip of the hair. I have a question for all of you. Where is the soul present? In the region of the heart. Thank you. So the next question. Then what happens to the soul when open heart surgery is performed? Still there? So spirit soul is not a physical entity, it is subtle. It's like, when the heart surgery is performed and new heart is put, you'll get down the car and you'll go back into the car. That's it. Okay, next question. What is the size of the soul? That's true. Amma, what is the size of the soul? Do you know? The size of the soul? Anybody? He said that. 1/10,000 the part of tip of the hair, Keshagra Satavagasya Satada Kalpitasya cha Bhagojiva Savijnaya Sachanantya Kalpate. Nowhere you'll find this information. But two Upanishads, Kathopanishad and Svetasritra Upanishad, they speak the same words with a little difference. But it is a 1/10,000 part of the tip of the hair, that much tiny. But Krishna is infinite. His infinite opulences. So we come under the influence of Maya. Krishna doesn't come under the influence of Maya. Contrary, Krishna controls Maya. Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. Hetananena kaunteya jagatvi parivartate. Who controls the material energy? Krishna says, me. Krishna controls the material energy. So we are tiny, but we are Anu, Krishna is Vibhu. Krishna is the master. Yes, we are qualitatively one with Krishna. Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. We are simultaneously one with Krishna, we are different from Krishna. I have a question for all of you. Very fundamental question. How the living entities are simultaneously one with Krishna, how we are different from Krishna? Let us see who will answer. How are we one with Krishna? How are we different from Krishna? How we are qualitatively one? Amazing. How are we different then? Yes, thank you. Because that's what Prabhupada is mentioning. I know you very well, but because it's mentioned here. And the second thing, we are different. Thank you. Krishna is Sachitananda, eternity, knowledge and bliss. We are also Sachitananda, eternity, knowledge and bliss. That is, we are one in quality. But quantity, Krishna is Phil made a nice point. We are finite, Krishna is infinite. Krishna has infinite energies. And second thing, we are in Maya's control. Krishna controls Maya. So Mayavadis, Prabhupada mentions here, when we become bewildered, Mayavadis say, God is bewildered. No, there is no bewilderment for God. Mother Malati, my GVC, one day she went to college. In the college they said, they took some money from her, some Indian guru, and said, if you chant this mantra, you will become God. You are God, today you forgot that. She said, I am God, definitely world is not. It is in a very dangerous situation if I am God. She never went again. But Prabhupada came and, Prabhupada said, you are part and parcel of God. In liberated state, you will attain your spiritual form and you will go back to God. You are servant of God and you will serve God. Yes, she liked it. So what is that? I just want to tell you a small story which shook me after so many years. Krishna gave me this realization after 25 years. Do you really want to hear that? How many of you want to hear? Thank you. Recently, this story shows how we are attached to the temporary matter and suffer. That's it. In fact, honestly speaking, that realization Krishna gave me recently, very interesting. So one day somebody called me and said, hey, tomorrow we are removing the ventilator. My father was on ventilator and tomorrow they are removing it. Can you please come and do kirtan? I said, yes, I'll come. So I went, and luckily doctor didn't come, and I started doing kirtan. Doctor came, it was a very emotional moment for the family members, and he removed the ventilator. Means he'll not be there more than 5-10 minutes. But interesting, he was there a little more than that. So I started singing. I told them, let us all sing. Suddenly somebody came and told me in my ears. I closed my eyes and I was singing. He said, he passed away. I opened my eyes. He passed away. I looked at him. I got a feeling he's not there. He's still there. I said, no, he's still there. No. Doctor told me he passed away. America with all the instruments, they are monitoring in the room. How dare can I say he's still there? But I told him, hey, no, he's still there. Just to prove my words, 3 minutes later, this Prabhu started opening his eyes. The nurse was shocked because, in America, they can sue you actually. So, but I want everyone to hear, as soon as he said, nurse told them he passed away, some relatives already left. Like, movie is over, let us go home. Wow. In my childhood, when somebody would die, the husband would die, wife would cry for 1 year, literally. But nowadays, somebody passed away, movie is over, let us go home. But I told him, no, he's still there. Anyway, he started opening his eyes. And we put all the pictures of Radha Krishna, And can you believe? The family member started closing his eyes. So he was in coma, and when the ventilator was removed, the power of the holy name, he was opening the eyes, and the family members were closing his eyes. His son was initiated devotee, but he was not. I said, look, don't touch him. He'll not be your person after 5 minutes. Let us chant. But then the children, they start speaking about the money. We'll take care of you, mom. Hey, look, he's not the body, he's the spirit soul. I became upset at one time. Said, you called me, let us chant. But still, they didn't listen. Somebody started speaking in his ears. Means, holy name is coming in the form of Krishna. Maya is coming in the form of whatever they are filling into his ears. I said, wow, the power of Maya. He did wonderful service in the temple. Then 10 minutes later, actually, he passed away. But should I add my purport to it? Why? The nurse told me that later. His heart stopped, a straight line. I watched that for 1 minute. Then only I told, he's declared dead. But believe me, it never happened in my life. The heart started beating again. So what is my purport? When she said he passed away, see, this is all energy. But of course, who is the super soul of this universe? Okay, it's a serious question now. Who is the super soul of this universe? In specific. Somebody used the word. He is the super soul of the entire material manifestation. Who is the super soul of this universe? Somebody said, Garbhodak Sai Vishnu. Who is the super soul of the human beings? Kshirodak Sai Vishnu. So in this energy, it's all energy, but his soul is very active. When doctor said his heart stopped, 2 devotees must have come to the parking lot of the hospital. And this Prabhu might have wanted to hear their holy name also. Or Krishna wanted to facilitate that. Believe me, for that reason his heart started beating again. Wow! Little service you do in the temple, Krishna never forgets. What to speak of when you are so dedicated like you all doing it? Everyone is listening or not? When you sincerely serve Krishna, that is how Krishna responds. The two people came. I continued singing, they also sang. 5 minutes after their singing, then he passed away. Because they were his Bhakti Ruksha members. Then, when he passed away, they told, again he came and told in my ears, he passed away. Means what? Let us go home. And then I opened, he passed away. Then immediately all the family members, they started crying, holding his hand, holding his leg, started crying. This is what I want to tell you, the whole story. This is the punchline. Hey, the person you are crying for, he passed away. Why are you crying? Then it came from inside, from my heart. We don't see the person we love. Hare Krishna. How many of you agree? The actual person we love, we don't see. Parents love children, children love parents, husband loves wife, wife loves husband, but they don't see that. And more than anything, we love ourselves, but we don't see ourselves. Hare Krishna. First time this realization came, it never came before. Then I was shocked. You don't see yourself. This body is because of the fruitive activity this body you got because of the fruitive activity you have performed previously. When this realization came, I started driving back home. I said, wow, what is this life all about? What is this world all about? Why we are in that illusion? We are so infatuated about enjoying matter. Sometimes people, they keep this picture of the parents who passed away, But you will never see that person again because that person has increased his good karma or bad karma or akarma, he'll get a different form. Unless Krishna wants, you will never see that person again. Hare Krishna. Today my consciousness is different. That 3 hours, I was, wow, what is this world all about? Illusion. Sad asad yoni janmashu. Mahatattva is unmanifest. But Vishnu's glance plus the time factor and the injected living entities are injected, then the machine starts. Mahatattva. That is what's called Pradhan and Mahatattva. Pradhan is unmanifest nature, Mahatattva is manifested. The time. We are so much into Monday to Friday or Monday to Sunday. Nimesha, Ardhakya. So the time here is a killer, destroys everything. Beautiful bodies eventually have to become grandmothers or grandfathers. And you are putting breakfast, lunch and dinner, breakfast, lunch and dinner. And the intestines, they become weak. This grinder, the body. And we become weak, and one day, we die. At the age of 20s and 30s, body is a vehicle of enjoyment. And after 50s, it is a vehicle of suffering. People can't understand that. So, because of what is our problem? We are not performing bhakti. When you don't perform bhakti, you do everything for your pleasure. Means what? Fruitive activity. That is the reason why we go to next body. Karanam guna sangasya sad asad yoni janmashu. Janma yonishu. Because of that we keep on, because of the fruitive activity, because of that desire to enjoy, we go to next body. One time a dog, a beast, bird, reptile, a cat. But if we perform bhakti, if we do everything for the pleasure of Krishna, what happens? Anybody? If we perform pure bhakti, what happens? Anybody? If we perform pure bhakti, what happens? What is the verse? Can anyone answer? If you are performing bhakti all the time, unfailing in all circumstances, what will happen? Yeah. Transcend the three modes of mental nature and attain the product from Brahman. What is that verse? Amazing. 1420. Can everyone say 3 times Haribol to Prabhuji? Serious. Prabhupada said we should quote. Mam chaya avya vicharena bhakti yogena sevate. Otherwise you come and do for 10 years. Nothing is happening, I am not getting any. Krishna is not coming, So you get frustrated. In New York only, Hayagriva Prabhu asked Srila Prabhupada, Swamiji, I am chanting 16 rounds past 6 months. I have not seen Krishna's universal form yet. You know what Prabhupada said? Keep chanting. So yes, if you, whether you know it or not, avyabhicharena bhakti, without failing in any circumstance, continue bhakti. Otherwise what happens? I want everyone to please hear this. When you come to Bhāgavatam class, you are listening, amazing, amazing, amazing. But one day, Maya from mode of goodness, because it's goodness, or even transcendental, Maya pulls the rope of passion. When Maya pulls the rope of passion, first thing what it will do, it will put you on the bodily platform. You don't know this. You are convinced I am this body. Then Maya will pull that rope. You are agitated by sex desire, agitated by fruitive activity. Nothing works that time except holy name. How many of you agree? Nothing works that time. And one day Maya pulls another rope of ignorance. Holding the video, envy, greed, anger, tamogun. So we should try, sadhaka who is sincerely chanting the holy name, we should try to stay in the mode of goodness. But Maya, especially New York City, the den of Maya. So, the Times Square I used to also go for book distribution. And one day somebody came and they gave his hand. I shook it. Likewise, 2-3 people, they are coming and giving their hands after taking books. Gopal Champu said, no, don't touch their hands. You don't know this place. We don't know what they are coming from, where they are coming from and what their consciousness is. Never touch them. So the material energy is powerful. Those people who didn't raise hands, they are not telling the truth. When Maya pulls the rope of passion and you are shaken up, Hare Krishna. But thing is, avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatiti etana brahma bhuya kalpate. But as you pursue, one day you'll come to goodness. From there you transcend. So, let me tell you, there is an enemy to this process. Amsara Prabhu is encouraging you like anything. GBCs are encouraging you. Radha Govinda Devi is encouraging. Gaurnita is encouraging. Giriraj is encouraging. Srila Prabhupada is encouraging. All the devotees are encouraging. But one person is taking an exam for you. Continuously. Who is that person? Maya. She will never tell you wake up in the morning and go to Mangalarti. She will never tell you chant your rounds. Always it shows something that you don't have and makes you miserable. Maya acts through mind. You are not the mind. Maya acts through senses. You are not the senses. So a person who is situated on the platform knowledge, they will continue here. Otherwise, they won't continue here. Please forgive me if I have spoken anything wrong. Our fight with Maya is Bhāgavatam. Our fight with Maya is actually chanting the holy name. Our fight with Maya is actually eating prasada. With the consciousness, this is prasad, remnants of Krishna. We can fight with Maya by the power of association. If we are little bit loose, I want to tell you, how many of you want to hear the statistics? Prabhuji is from Boston, so I used to work here actually, in Albany, but would come to 2nd Avenue. That time there was no Bhakti Center. Not even one saffron devotee I knew that time in New York is here today. Not even one. The power. I'm not so connected with Brooklyn that time. So, Prabhupada said it is a surprise when somebody leaves. It's not a surprise when somebody leaves. It's a surprise somebody stays. My request to you, what is our strength? Prasad. But with genuinely thinking this is prasad. Chant biggest weapon, holy name. Next is Shrimad Bhāgavatam. Next is service. Next is association. Not to talk mundane things, but talk about Krishna. These things, this is where we draw strength and we fight with that. Krishna's Maya, Krishna's energy. Krishna is infinite. Maya, Krishna has given that power to Maya. She also has infinite power. But Guru's grace, let hopefully one day we'll make it. Thank you very much. Please forgive me if I have spoken anything wrong. But very grateful for your patient audience. Any question or comment? Yes, bro.
You were mentioning that, sometimes, some people are attached. The attachment is so great that sometimes they suffer for such a long period of time. Like, if the departed soul has
Prabhuji, no mic. I could hear without mic. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, but this is for the people we were told before, the people who are listening on the internet.
Oh, okay.
They would hear the question also. So, and you were saying that that attachment for the family, is there, and sometimes they lament for even 1 year for. But I remember Srila Prabhupada saying that that type of attachment may not be good, but because in the Western world sometimes they break their marriages quickly, and Srila Prabhupada said that they are not so attached, so they can take to bhakti and devotional service quickly. Could you help me to understand that more clearly, the different types of attachment? Like sometimes people are attached to their family, and like you were saying that they wanted to go. They didn't want to stay and do the kirtan. They wanted to go and leave the person there, not understanding that the soul maybe still be there, and they wanted to chant, and they should chant the holy name for the departed soul. Could you help me to understand clearly that different type of attachment, according to Srila Prabhupada's explanation, that sometime if we are not so attached to our family, then we can, when there is a problem, we can take to devotional service quickly. Hare Krishna.
Nice question. Thank you very much. Very grateful. Hare Krishna. Any attachment, if it is not spiritualized, it will create bondage. Manayeva manushyanam karana bandha moksha. Amrita Bindopanishad explains, mind is the reason for liberation, mind is the reason for bondage. If you deal with your family members, this is my son, my spouse, my home, my assets, it will create bondage and you have to come back. If you put your hand in the pocket of the heart of Gruhastha, you will get 3 pictures. 1, the spouse. 2, children. three, the assets. Whichever you are attached to, you have to come back. In these three pictures, there is no Krishna. So should we leave them? No. Spiritualize that attachment. How to spiritualize the attachment? This is my spouse. Yes, Krishna given spouse. This is my children. Krishna given children. This is my home. Krishna given home. When you bring Krishna, it leads not attachment, liberation. Arjun also, somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, Arjun listened to Bhagavad Gita from Krishna. On the 10th day, when his son died, he cried. That is attachment. Prabhupada said, it's natural to have attachment for children. But if that attachment, this is my son, that is one relationship. My son, but a devotee. He was actually serving, Abhimanyu was serving Arjuna, helping Arjun. If Abhimanyu did not go that day, Mahabharata would have ended. So, if you make your children or if make your family Krishna conscious, that attachment liberates you, your family, and your entire, all the children, everyone. But if Krishna is not there, you take care of them because this is my home, this is my family. You're understanding? In the Western world, what Prabhupada is talking is, okay, every marriage is actually love marriage. Means what? During courtship, I can't wait to see you. 3 years after marriage, I don't want to see you. What happened? During courtship, the relationship is based on how much you make me happy, how much you make me, how much gratification you'll give to my senses. Other person also thinks like that. How much happiness you'll give to my senses. But okay, then marriage happens, 1 year later, infatuation is over, the egos come out, you your way, me my way. There is no Krishna. But see our Krishna in our devotees. So both are married. There may be disagreements here and there, that's okay. But Krishna is in the center. When Krishna is in the center, one lecture I heard, even if you correct your family members, if you treat them, this is a Krishna given family, I am your servant. And the other person says, I am your servant, because you are a Krishna devotee. You can Bhaktivinoda Thakur had 10 children. But what type of birth, what type of children he has given birth to? So when Krishna is there in the center, you will have a better attachment. And that attachment leads to liberation. You will never leave them. So because Krishna is not there, when Krishna is not there, ego will come out. That's what breaks the families. This is what I want to tell. Please forgive me if I have spoken anything wrong. Does it answer your question? Yes. Thank you very much. Any other question? Okay, thank you very much. Grandhara Shrimad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.